Once upon a time. The story of Dark City of Oyo. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden hue over the peaceful village of Oyo. Laughter echoed through the streets as families gathered for the annual harvest festival, celebrating the bounty of nature. At the center of it all stood Aziza, the village healer, her heart swelling with joy as she watched the children dance and the elders share tales of old. But shadows lurked in the corners of their merriment, dark omens had been whispered, crows cawing at odd hours, animals behaving strangely, and the river that wound through the village had begun to run murky. Amidst the festivities, tragedy struck when a series of mysterious deaths shook the community. Panic gripped the villagers as they sought a scapegoat. Fingers pointed at Aziza, the very woman who had healed their ailments and tended to their needs. She stood accused of witchcraft, the very darkness she sought to dispel now branding her as its master. On the day of her execution, Aziza was bound to the ancient oak tree, her pleas for justice drowned by the villagers' cries for blood. As the flames licked at her feet, Aziza's heart filled with rage and despair. In a final, desperate act, she called upon dark forces that lay dormant within the earth. "You will pay for this betrayal," she screamed as the ground trembled beneath her. Shadows crept from the depths, swirling around her, as her spirit became one with the darkness she had unleashed. The village shuddered as a curse washed over Oyo, twisting its beauty into a nightmarish realm. As the last remnants of light faded, the joyful laughter turned into echoes of despair, marking the birth of a dark city. Years passed, and the village of Oyo transformed into a twisted city where light barely pierced the oppressive gloom. Kehind grew up in the shadows, an orphan unaware of the truth behind his parents' disappearance and the curse that gripped the city. The inhabitants, either mindless minions of Aziza or terrified survivors, whispered of the healer-turned-malevolent sorceress, her name spoken in hushed tones. One stormy night, while rummaging through the remnants of his childhood home, Kehind discovered a hidden compartment beneath a floorboard. Inside lay a tattered journal belonging to his father, filled with frantic writings about Aziza and the darkness that enveloped Oyo. As he flipped through the pages, one passage caught his eye, a description of a relic, a stone imbued with the essence of the village's life force, said to have the power to challenge Aziza. With a newfound sense of purpose, Kehind vowed to find this relic. He ventured into the labyrinthine streets, determined to navigate the shadows and unlock the secrets of Oyo. Each step forward was a step deeper into danger, but the flicker of hope ignited within him pushed him onward. The curse had stolen his family and his home, and he was determined to reclaim both. As he pieced together clues, the echoes of his parents' voices filled his mind, urging him to uncover the truth. Kehind's search led him to the remnants of the village square, now a sinister marketplace where shadows seemed to have a life of their own. The air was thick with despair, and every corner whispered of Aziza's dark influence. As he navigated the maze of dilapidated stalls and abandoned carts, he encountered shadowy figures lurking in the alleys, their hollow eyes reflecting his own fear. Together, they uncovered tales of hidden passages that snaked beneath the city, leading to the ancient temple that housed the relic. Simi revealed her knowledge of Aziza's magic, warning Kehind of the dangers that lay ahead. "You must be wary of the shadows," she cautioned, "for they are not mere darkness, they are the extensions of Aziza's will." Trusting Simi, Kehind felt a glimmer of hope amidst the despair, knowing that their paths were intertwined in the quest to reclaim Oyo. As they prepared to descend into the depths, a flicker of light ignited within Kehind, perhaps the relic was closer than he had dared to imagine. Simi led Kehind through the winding tunnels beneath Oyo, their footsteps echoing in the oppressive silence. The darkness wrapped around them like a shroud, but their resolve only strengthened with each step. Simi shared her knowledge of ancient rituals that could weaken Aziza's hold on the city, revealing the power that lay within the relic they sought. Finally, they reached a massive chamber, the air thick with a magical energy that crackled around them. In the center stood a pedestal, upon which the relic, a glowing stone pulsating with vibrant life, rested. As Kehind approached, he felt a warmth enveloping him, a connection to the essence of Oyo before its fall. This was the heart of the village, its spirit waiting to be reclaimed. But their moment of triumph was cut short. A figure emerged from the shadows, a trusted ally, one Kehind had confided in during their journey. "You fool," the ally sneered, eyes glinting with malice. "You think you can save this cursed city?" Aziz's power is absolute. The betrayal stung like a dagger, and Kahind realized the danger that loomed over them. The ally lunged, attempting to seize the relic, their body writhing as Aziz's magic coursed through them. As the confrontation escalated, shadows swirled around them, threatening to swallow them whole. Kahind grasped the relic tightly, feeling its energy surge in response to his fear and anger. "We will end this," he shouted, preparing for the battle that lay ahead. With Simi by his side, they braced themselves for a fight that would determine the fate of OYO. The air crackled with tension as Kahind and Simi faced the embodiment of betrayal, shadows swirling violently around them. Aziz's dark magic seeped into the chamber, suffocating the light that the relic emitted. As the ally lunged forward, Kahind instinctively raised the glowing stone, channeling its energy. A bright beam shot forth, illuminating the chamber and pushing back the shadows momentarily. With newfound courage, Kahind and Simi fought back, evading the allies' attacks as the darkness writhed and twisted, trying to reclaim its lost power. "Remember who you are," Simi urged Kahind, her voice steady amidst the chaos. Drawing strength from her words, he focused on the memories of the village he had once known, the laughter, the warmth, the life that filled OYO. The relic pulsed in response, its light growing brighter as Kahind channeled his hope and determination into a powerful blast aimed at the ally. The shadows recoiled, revealing glimpses of the person trapped within, a face twisted in anguish. "Fight it!" Kahind shouted, but the dark magic clamped down, drowning out the light. In a final desperate act, Kahind turned his attention to Aziza herself, who loomed in the background, her presence felt even without sight. "You don't have to remain this way," he cried out, recalling tales of the healer who once tended to the village. "We can still save OYO." As Aziza's form flickered in and out of the shadows, a moment of hesitation washed over her. It was just enough for Kahind to unleash the full force of the relic's light. With a blinding flash, the darkness shattered, revealing the true heart of OYO beneath Aziza's curse. As the blinding light enveloped the chamber, shadows erupted into a cacophony of whispers and screams, the anguished cries of Aziza's magic breaking apart. Kahind felt the relic's energy surge through him, its warmth filling the chamber as the darkness receded. Aziza's form began to dissolve, caught between two worlds, the healer she once was and the vengeful spirit she had become. With one last anguished cry, she vanished, leaving behind a fleeting shadow that faded into the light. As the echoes of darkness dissipated, a warmth washed over the chamber, illuminating the ancient walls with vibrant colors, the very essence of life that had been imprisoned for so long. Kahind and Simi emerged from the temple, blinking in disbelief as the city of OYO began to transform around them. The twisted streets straightened, the murky river sparkled with clarity, and the oppressive gloom lifted, revealing the sun's rays for the first time in years. The villagers, once mere shadows of themselves, began to awaken from their torpor, their faces brightening with hope. Kahind stood at the center of the rebirth, his heart swelling with pride and sorrow. He had faced darkness and emerged victorious, but he also understood the burden of leadership that now lay upon him.